What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Scythe, and we are back again with some more Trove, and today we're going to be talking about something that I ended up getting asked during my Q&A video that I don't know if I actually am going to be able to put that one up today, probably over the weekend, but essentially you guys ended up asking me a lot of questions on my community tab on YouTube, and one of those questions was about what's inside my personal chest. Another one was about my loyalty points, which we'll talk about that in another video, because for today I wanted to talk about the stuff that's in my personal chest. A lot of it is just kind of older items, and not really, this is not really a video where I'm trying to sit here and brag about the stuff that's in my personal chest, so keep that in mind. More so, it's just people are curious, and I don't know. There's not really that much to talk about in terms of Trove right now, just because the devs haven't really been doing that much. Because they've been on vacation and everything like that. But hopefully today they're going to end up having a stream, most likely, and hopefully they'll talk about a bunch of stuff that we can end up mentioning in the next video. So anyways, let me actually get rid of my face cam in my corner here, just so you guys, oh, well, you can kind of see it behind my head, but I'll just get rid of it anyway. So for my first chest slot, I have like all of the boxes that I open up in my videos and stuff like that. You can see there's so many different boxes in this game, dude, and all of them are completely random. It's ridiculous how many there are, but these are just kind of all adventure chests and stuff like that that I just stock up on. I don't try to open any specific one of them. It's more so that I just open all of the adventure chests at once, but honestly speaking, there's not really that many good items you can get out of adventure chests, so I don't really care. But then just shadow keys, class gem keys, you can see I got quite a few of them. Most of all, that's just because of all the empowered gem boxes I've opened and yada yada yada. And then the shadow cache, I'm just slowly grinding over time. It's not that I even intend to make unboxing videos of a lot of these, like even with my scrap cases and lesser neon cache, it's like I'm just in the habit of saving all of these just because you never know when they might end up being valuable or something to that effect. I don't know. Even illustrious gem boxes I'm just getting again over time. And then dark vaults, light vaults, shadow keys themselves, which I don't really get to use these that often, honestly speaking, so I just kind of slowly stock up on them. The unyielding emblem from when Luxian ended up visiting, I'm slowly gonna start saving my mastery pins. I haven't actually grinded them out this week, but I want to kind of save them up just for kicks. And then just here, just because it's cool, I decided to, oh, let me actually get rid of the blur on the chat too. There we go. There we go. So this is just, I'm just keeping this, frankly speaking, because it is a stellar 4-star and it's just a random drop. And then I'm also saving all my shadow gems just because maybe we'll end up getting to use these for the new gem type. But I think more than likely we're only going to end up having shadow gem boxes affect the new gem type when the gems are actually in the game, and it's not going to end up affecting any boxes you've gotten previously. I have a bunch of celebratory pins. We still haven't done a celebratory pin party in Team Pixel yet. I also still have a golden ticket boxes, so I gotta definitely open those in a video, and then slowly just getting greater dragon caches through you know, store packs that show up every now and then that I need to end up buying them, most of all the dragon effigy. And then untradable shadow pins, I think these are the ones from chaos chests, and then these might be the ones from the contest. I'm not sure which one is which, but these are the tradable ones, and then these one I just ended up getting. A prism of light just for kicks, gotta keep that one. And then we also have you know, the mount here, Princey McEvil face just for kicks as well. I guess I could just get rid of it. Just for kicks is gonna be today's episode. Like, people are gonna attack me in the comments for it. Dark peg wings, which I could trade these or give them away, but I don't really care. And then just you know, the radiant moonfish, radiant dawnfish, I just like to keep these around just because they're rarer fish. And then I'm slowly kind of stocking up on dragonite pouches. It's not that I'm trying to stock up on them, it's just that when the diamond dragon egg you know, is used for the next primordial dragon, I think that it's a good idea to kind of capitalize on diamond dragonite pouches. Probably going to end up being very, very expensive, and hopefully by then I'll have unboxed another diamond dragon egg myself, but I very much doubt it. 10 dragon effigy. Let's move on to the next section. So this is probably the area that you're most interested in. These are all tradable mounts. So these are items that I ended up not only getting back in the day, like from years ago when I played Trove, and, you know, got these chaos chests and stuff. Some of them I just crafted, and some of them were just given to me by fans and stuff like that, specifically so that I could do with them whatever I wanted. And some of these items, like some of the more rarer items I've kind of just sold over time. Like these Arcanium wings, I sell them every time the price of the Arcanium wings ends up going up in price, just because I ended up getting quite a few of these, as you can see. And otherwise, the other items I could potentially end up giving away in videos, but honestly speaking, giveaways are not really like it's like when it comes to a giveaway, most of all I would end up doing that in the Let's Play series, but there hasn't really been much opportunity for Let's Play episodes, so that's why we kind of ended up moving away from giving away items. Not to say that we can't in the future, but as of right now, I just kind of keep these just for a collector's sake, you know. Like, it's not like any of these are of that much value, honestly speaking. It's just the fact that they're tradable, right? So in the third tab, I got a little bit more to the tradable items. A couple of the bikes and sushi mounts and junk like that, including these sails. I don't even know why I have these. I should either loot collect them or just sell them on the market, but nobody's gonna buy them because they're just sails. And then I started saving some of the higher level gems that I ended up actually swapping off of my characters. So these gems are, I don't know, potentials, I guess, but you can see it's rolled like double max health. So it's like, it's not that these gems are inherently bad, it's just that the stats on them are so bad that I don't want to re-roll them. And then I kept a stun burst right here that was maxed out. I swapped that off another character. The Ice Sage's class gem ability, for some weird reason, I don't even know why I'm keeping this. I'll end up loot collecting that actually. Then I've got a couple stellar rings, so stellar 4, and then a couple more gems that are, I thought these were rolled perfect, but I don't honestly know why I'm keeping all of these. A lot of these actually did roll for the perfect stats, but that doesn't really matter anymore unless they just so happen to have the squares work towards those specific stats. And our pyro disc right here, maxed out and absolutely beautiful. Not maxed out as far as augmenting, just leveled up and everything, and it's got the right stats to it. So definitely something that I want to keep my hands on, but for the most part, I try to have my class gem abilities be the yellow slot, so that's why this has been useless for me. And then a couple other stellar rings right here, which you can see they're not stellar 5 or anything like that. And honestly speaking, I don't even have stellar 5 on all my classes. I never bothered with it, but whatever. And then the fourth tab, this is just kind of my own mishmash of personal stuff that I've just kind of collected over time. We got a weird broken Pearl of Wisdom that is, I don't even know what this is. Somebody ended up giving this to me like years ago, and it's a Pearl of Wisdom, but it doesn't actually work. So people were actually trading these on the market to trick people. I don't even know where these came from. I don't know if they're like an alpha or a beta item or something like that, but people were just buying these up thinking that they were buying a Pearl of Wisdom, and instead they just got this weird item that didn't do anything. And then otherwise it's just recipe, an old club card back. I only crafted this back in the day when crafting clubs was a lot cheaper than it is now. But you can see it still is an untradeable one because nobody capitalized. Well, a few people capitalized on the fact that club cards used to be tradable. Proclaimophones, which they don't give to us anymore. These used to be a very handy item for content creators because we would be able to have our own messages show up at the top of the screen that would yell out to everybody that we actually were doing a stream or something like that, you know. And it was very, very useful, but unfortunately, I don't know why they took these away from us. I think it's mostly because too many people were abusing it, but honestly speaking, that's why I think that there should be different tiers to the rewards that they give to different content creators instead of giving me the exact same prizes as everybody else. You know, and I'm not trying to say that I should be separated from that. I'm saying this in terms of a lot of content creators where we're all just getting the same streamer dream boxes, and that's that. Then we got the untradable Prisms of Light, because this one on the first page is a tradable version. I'm pretty sure we got that from Luxian. And then over time I got pen blocks, mounts, Shmeep, regular centaurs. This is because back in the day you used to just get these mounts as drops. Now you actually get the tokens of the mounts, which honestly I feel is a lot less exciting in terms of gameplay and just for players and stuff. I don't know why they moved into the tokens. It's just kind of weird and confusing for players, but that's just Trove in a nutshell, isn't it? Like, the devs got such weird decisions, right? A couple insta-grows just for kicks. These dormant eggs I actually have because when I bought the pack that came with these dragons, I had already crafted the dragons. I don't know why I just did it. Maybe it was just easier, or maybe it was that Dragon Effigy ended up working on these guys. I kind of forget, but either way, we got a bunch of Digsleys here, which is just kind of some subtle thing that I'm just collecting these It's not that I'm going out of my way to get them. I just collect them just kind of because. A bunch of prefect penguins. Then we still got the ice bomb from the older event item that we ended up having. What these end up doing is you throw them down on the ground and they'll turn whatever blocks they end up coming in contact with into ice blocks for a limited amount of time, and they work out in the overworld. I still think that they should take advantage of this mechanic and kind of use these for, I don't know, just like there should be something that you could do with them. Maybe even throw down like acid in the middle of battle or something. Maybe something more towards like a class. Now, obviously, they ended up using this code with the ice bombs for the Draco's ability to melt ice and the Ice Ager's ability to freeze water, right? And then Fiery Feathers, I just kind of saved because you never know when we're going to end up needing them. Once upon a time, they ended up promising us that Fiery Feathers would end up being useful because there was supposed to be more creatures and things that you can end up crafting out of the Forbidden Spires crafting table. But unfortunately, we haven't seen those added to the game, and honestly speaking, I'm not expecting it because the devs have a bad habit of only going forward and working out content that is completely separate from the core game and developing new mechanics and new systems rather than focusing on refining what's already in the game. Anyways, Light Spear Dragon Egg Fragments. I don't know why I'm saving these. I should just loot collect them. There's no reason to save them. Minor Experience Token. Bunch of Inventory Expanders. Unfortunately, they're untradeable. I don't know why I have these. Most of all, I think it's because there was like a lot of events back in the day where they would just throw these at us, and they haven't really done that as much anymore, which is really disappointing. Starter class coin, absolutely useless because it only works for starter characters, but maybe one day in the future we'll get to see a new class that will end up taking advantage of this, but even then it won't matter because I'll end up buying the class pack, because I always do. Double experience potions, again, I'm saving these for when we get a new class, hopefully in 2019. The Adventurine potions I never use because I barely ever farm Adventurine, and whenever I do, I always forget to use these potions because I don't want to grind it for a solid hour, right? Sunseeker Elixir, which increases your magic find for by 75 for an hour. It's double for if you actually have Patron. This is from the Sunseeker event, and I do still personally believe that this should be an item that is continually used in the store rather than them just making it used once. Super style recipe styles, which don't really need, and then just all the other seasonal style unlockers. Super mount stash, which we haven't really seen many mounts added to the game that actually even use these, unfortunately. Super style stashes, though, are always useful. The shadow ones are always useful, and then just all the recipes from all the dungeons that I ended up grinding, which including the Snowfest one. I don't even know why I have so many of these, like seriously, but this kind of give good little small impression of how many dungeons or recipe dungeons I end up grinding, I should say. These numbers just slowly increase. I don't go out of my way to hit recipe dungeons or anything. It's just kind of slowly happens, right? And then on the last tab, nothing really that impressive. It's just kind of, again, more gems that ended up rolling with good stats or having, you know, good abilities like Mired Mojo, Stinging Curse, Cubic Curtain, and junk like that. Another Cubic Curtain, Explosive Epilogue, another Pyro Disc, stuff like that, where it's like, these are just kind of my more useful gems, including some of the error gems that I ended up swapping off of my other characters. I don't know why I'm hanging on to these. Honestly speaking, I should just end up deleting them, but it's not like I work towards getting all of my classes to end up being completely buffed out or anything. I've just worked towards getting them all to 20 KPR, except for my Draco, who's kind of broken right now just because I swapped all my gems over to my Ice Sage, and that's where a lot of these gems come into play, as a lot of them have to do with my Ice Sage and stuff. And then we got Neon Biome, or Luminopolis Biome, Neon Biome, and Medieval Biome. The only reason I have these in my personal chest is so that we don't have them in the officer chest. Somebody accidentally grabs them and throws them down, whatever. And then some radiant items. These are mostly items from back in the day where I just ended up having these and had them all forged up and ready to go because we were trying to prepare for when Stellar were coming into the game with these. And I don't know, I mean, radiant items aren't really valuable, so obviously there's no point in having them anymore, but whatever. And then I guess I should also show you guys the giveaway club, which is kind of like just my vault world. I don't really use this for giveaway items or anything, but what I used to actually do was I would come to this world and I would throw all of the items that I had in rotation that I was giving away so that people so that I could actually keep track of the items that I didn't actually want to keep in my personal chest anymore. But now I just use it to store Stellar Fists. And before you go screaming in the comment section, you got so many of them, let me have them. I'm hanging on to these because we don't know what's going to end up happening when U10 comes out. Because possibly we're going to see that we're going to need a lot of stellar souls, in which case I'll just end up loot collecting most of these. Or possibly selling them. More so I'd want to sell these ones, because you can see I've got some fairly impressive like 4 stars and stuff like that. You know, of masks and hats and everything like that. And I guess I could take the one out of my personal chest and throw it in here. But for the most part, I've just been collecting the fist styles more specifically, just because I'm always playing on the Vanguard. And for a while, they were the more expensive out of stellar items that you could end up selling to people, just because the Vanguard, you know, was something really cool and everyone wanted the stellar fist styles right away. But now it's just kind of, I just kind of have them. So every now and then I will end up throwing them into the club chest without anybody knowing about it. So sometimes people will end up getting these things for free. But in either case, everybody, hopefully this is what you wanted to see. Lots of people have been requesting this for a while, and I thought that it's about time that I ended up giving a quick update on everything that's in my personal chest, because the last time I did one of these videos was legit years ago. Again, it's not that I'm trying to inherently brag or say that any of these items are like super duper impressive or crazy. Whoopsie daisy, chat blur, there we go. But most of all, it's just, if you were curious, I wanted to kind of show you all this stuff, right? So in either case, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, and hit that notification bell. And if you want to support me, you can always sponsor the channel by hitting that join button down below, or just buying some of the merch. You can check that out in the description. We have a Oh Hi merch shirt as well, which I've still ordered. It's still shipping is what I should say. I'm waiting for that to show up so I can actually do a video on it and show you guys what it's like. But in either case, if you don't have any money and you still want to help me out, check out the link down below for Gawkbox. There's a video explaining what that does as well. Sayonara and stay epic, everybody.